Hello everybody and welcome to another video. First of all, if you hear any sort of interference or loud sort of humming, buzzing noise in the background, I actually have a fan on in the room because it is absolutely roasting hot in this room at the moment. And yeah, so I've got a fan on, so if there's any sort of windy noises coming across the microphone, I do apologise, but I am boiling. Anyway, moving on. Today we're going to be looking at an artist called Matter. Somebody that actually contacted me during the time when my computer was non-functional, shall we say, and asked if I would look at a track of theirs called Back and Forth. It's the first track that they recorded about a year ago, I believe, and it's also the first music video that they have created. So they sent me across the video, the lyrics, and a little bit of information about themselves. Now, the artist, Matter, otherwise known as Ben Stone. He raps, he breakdances, and was a monk for 7 years, apparently, which is a bit of an odd one. He likes to consider himself an individual thinker, is a lover of literature, philosophy, and learning, which he thinks adds a unique flavour to his writing style. So there you go, that's all the information I can really tell you about the artist. So he is a rap artist. And like I said, we're going to be looking at a track called Back and Forth. I've not actually listened to this track yet. You know, I like to do these reacts, you know, straight off hearing them for the first time. So, all I know is that he's a rap artist. That's it. So we'll dive into this and see what we've got. Like I said, he gave me some lyrics as well. So we can have a look at that. So let's dive in and see what we have.
It's getting serious on this track, fam.
Back and forth, what to do? Rappers speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you. Life is made by what you do. Back and forth, what to do? Rappers speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you. Life is made by what you do. Feel I'm at a crossroad. I don't wanna make a choice though. I don't wanna make another wrong turn. Last one was a long run. Spent 7 years straight staring at the light, coming from the wrong sound. Stuck like a sore thumb. Was the fact that I gave up my dreams that became like an orphan. I cannot be more dumb. I was blind to the fact that my eyes were filled with distortion. It's causing me grief. I'm falling to pieces. Lost on the street, feel like calling a Jesus. Part of my speech, I don't even believe in words that you preach, take a role so deceiving. Label me, judge me, call me a heathen. Hate on me, punch me, give me a beat. And my heart is my own and the shit's still bleeding. It won't tell my soul to be God. There's nothing you can say, there's nothing you can do. You wanna hate on me? Okay, then fuck you too. There's nothing you can say, there's nothing you can do. You wanna hate on me? Okay, then fuck you too. Back and forth, what to do? Rappers speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you. Life is made by what you do. Back and forth, what to do? Rappers speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you. Life is made by what you do. The choice is mine. These voices try to climb inside and fortify these awful lies like you're so blind. They always seem to cross the line. I'm mortified by all the times they called me names and brought me wine to numb my brain from all the signs. Don't run from pain, that's your demise. The choice is mine. These voices try to climb inside and fortify these awful lies like you're so blind. They always seem to cross the line. I'm mortified by all the times they called me names and brought me wine to numb my brain from all the signs. Don't run from pain, that's your I don't wanna back though. You can shove all the time that you took from me up your asshole. I'm gonna tackle every rhyme that I speak is a freak that's releasing a shackle. Off of my neck, I can breathe, I can smack you. Offer respect and we'll see if I let you walk with your head. I don't need to pretend to call you a friend. Yes, I mean to offend you. I don't give a goddamn shit that your heart is bricks like Karate Kid. I will bend you. Practicing my marksmanship and my target hit bullseye. You'll speak of the devil. Dare me to start some shit, they'll send you. Scared to the darkest pit I've been through. Hell and my heart is filled with vengeance. Wanna die hard Bruce Willis level. I attack with a backlash, better act fast. Little punk ass, come up with your whack raps. Scratch that, now my nutsack. Get your ass cracked. Did a gas mask smell like a butt crack? That crap that you call trap isn't all that. You should fall back. How about a fun fact? Subtract all the face tats and the fake mask that you wear and you sleep just a dumbass. Back and forth, what to do? Rappers speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you. Life is made by what you do. Back and forth, what to do? Rappers speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you. Life is made by what you do. The choice is mine. These voices try to climb inside and fortify these awful lies like you're so blind. They always seem to cross the line. I'm mortified by all the times they called me names and brought me wine to numb my brain from all the signs. Don't run from pain, that's your back and forth, what to do? Rappers speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you. Life is made by what you do. Back and forth, what to do? Rappers speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you. Life is made by what you do.
Well, there we go. Back and Forth by Matter. It's quite a lot to take in there, and there's, I've got to give him something. Very talented. He can definitely get quite some speed up in his rapping ability. So, kudos there. It's not something I think I would actually be able to do. Notoriously, when I was with my old band, when I was with Repulsive Vision, I actually wrote a song which appeared on the first album called Noxious, and there was a really sort of fast bit in it. And I wrote it, all well and good, but actually trying to perform that bit was a real pain because it was very fast and my lungs were not big enough to deal with it. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. He's obviously pretty decent at this. The music in the back of that track was actually quite minimal. It had the big sort of bass thump, or that boom sort of sound. I don't know what people call it. I don't know how to refer to it. That's just what I'm going to go with. And it was very minimal music in the background, so that was quite nice. Now, I get the impression that he actually references his being a monk for 7 years in this, because he does mention, he spent 7 years straight staring at the light coming from the wrong sun. So, anyway, we'll investigate that when we get to it. So, the song actually opens pretty much with its chorus. Back and forth, what to do, rap or speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you, life is made by what you do, and that gets repeated twice. So, there's a couple of lines there that says, you know that it's up to you, life is made by what you do. So it's basically like, your life is defined by what you do, by the choices you make. It's up to you how your life goes. No one else can tell you how to live your life. And that seems to be what he's suggesting there. Which could also be hinting towards this being a monk thing. Anyway, then it gets into the meat of the song, as it were. Feel I'm at a crossroad. I don't want to make a choice, though. I don't want to make another wrong turn. Last one was a long run. Spent 7 years staring straight... 7 years straight staring at the light coming from the wrong sun. Stuck out like a sore thumb. Was the fact that I gave up my dreams. They became like an orphan. I could not be more dumb. I was blind to the fact that my eyes were filled with distortion. It's causing me grief. I'm falling to pieces, lost in the street, feeling like calling to Jesus. Pardon my speech. I don't even believe in words that you preach. So, there's a lot of information in those lines there, so we'll go through it here. Feels like I'm a crossroad. I don't want to make a choice, though, because I don't want to make another wrong turn. The last one was a long run. So, he's at a situation in his life where he's got to make a decision one way or another, but he doesn't want to make that choice because last time he did that, the last choice he made was a mistake, or he feels it was a mistake. He feels like it wasn't the right thing for him to do. He says, spent 7 years straight staring at the light coming from the wrong sun, stuck out like a sore thumb. Was the fact that I gave up my dreams. They became like an orphan. I could not be more dumb. I was blind to the fact that my eyes were filled with distortion. So, spent 7 years straight staring at the light coming from the wrong sun. Again, that could be a reference to his spending 7 years as a religious monk. He's sort of staring at the light coming from the wrong sun. Could be looking towards God for the answer, essentially, and then realising, that wasn't actually the way forward. It wasn't serving its purpose. People always say that they're guided by God. Maybe he wasn't feeling that sort of thing. Now, everybody knows I'm not exactly the most religious person in the world, so I could be a tad biased in my thing here, but that seems to be what he's suggesting. He says, stuck out like a sore thumb, so obviously he felt like he didn't belong there. He was so much different from all the other people, so, there was another sort of hint that maybe that was the wrong choice. It's the fact that he didn't really fit in. I could not be more dumb. I was blind to the fact that my eyes were filled with distortion. Again, this is another thing with religion. They tell you the way they interpret the world and not how the world is. You will only go to heaven if you're a good person and you obey these rules. If you do this, the world will be great. But that's not really how it works. And he says, there, I feel like calling to Jesus. Pardon my speech. I don't even believe in the words that you preach. So, having spent all those years doing that, he's come to, he's realised, I don't actually believe any of the stuff that you've written here. I've realised how much tripe it actually is, and how essentially it's just used to manipulate and control people. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't actually serve a purpose. People use it to comfort themselves, that's fine, but when they actually take it as gospel, no pun intended, you know, that, you know, people push it too far, and you've just got to sit there and look at it and go, you know, this whole thing was written by misogynists, liars, you know, and all this sort of thing. You know, bigots and people like that wrote this book that's supposed to be the story of pure good and whatnot. So how can you actually believe whether any of it's true? Anyway, I'm getting too far into that bit. Anyway, the song carries on. They are also deceiving. Label me, judge me, call me a heathen. Hate on me, punch me, give me a beating. My heart is my own, and the shit's still bleeding. Won't sell my soul to a god or a demon. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do. You want to hate on me? Okay, then fuck you too. Now, there's actually a section there that I want to talk about in a sec, but it goes here. They're also deceiving, so religion in general is deceiving. This is what I'm getting from it. I could be entirely wrong. Label me, judge me, call me a heathen, which is basically what religious people do. You know, they see someone that doesn't fit into their idea of the perfect person, and you're immediately a heathen. I can't count the amount of times I've walked down the street and some Bible-bashing freak has jumped out at me and said, you know, I can save you. And I don't need saving. I'm perfectly fine as it is. Just because I don't follow your mindless religion doesn't mean I need saving, doesn't mean there's anything wrong with me, you know. Hate on me and punch me, give me a beating, my heart is my own and the shit's still bleeding. So, you know, you can say or do whatever you want to me, but, you know, I know in my heart how I feel. I know what is true to me. So you can say or do whatever the hell you want, but I'm not going to betray my own mind. I'm not going to betray my own heart and just go along with it because it's what you want me to do. And there's this line here, it says, there's nothing you can say, there's nothing you can do. You want to hate on me? Okay, then fuck you too. Now, the way he actually sings that bit sounds almost identical in its rhythm to part of, I believe the track is Superman by Eminem. I couldn't actually tell you the line from the Eminem song, but beat for beat, the way he says those four lines is exactly like it is in the Eminem track Superman. But anyway, as the lines say, you know, there's nothing you can say, there's nothing you can do. You know, you can hate me as much as you want for not being a sheep and following you, you know, and not doing as you want me to do. You know, you can say you'll do whatever the hell you want, but you're not going to change my mind. You know, fuck you, I'm my own person. I'm going to do what I want, basically. And he repeats that twice. Then he goes back into the chorus that opened up the track. Back and forth, what to do, rap or speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you, life is made by what you do. Back and forth, what to do, rap or speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you, life is made by what you do. The choice is mine. The voices try to climb inside and fortify these awful lies. Like you're so blind, they always seem to cross the line. I'm mortified by all the times they call me names and bought me wine. To numb my brain from all the signs, don't run from pain, that's your demise. So, the choice is mine. You know, I can decide whether or not. You know, I can decide what I want to do. It's my choice, it's my life, so I can do whatever the hell I want. These voices try to climb inside and fortify these awful lies. So it's like people sit there and tell me these things, and you know, occasionally my mind might go, do you know what, maybe they're right, because you know he's heard it so often and so many people are telling him these things that, you know, his mind starts actually questioning whether or not it is the right or wrong thing. And then he, you know, goes like, you're so blind, they always seem to cross the line. You know, so they're trying really, really hard to get it, and you know, sometimes they go too far. It goes, I'm mortified by all the times they called me names and bought me wine to numb my pains from all the signs. So, you know, maybe people tried to, you know, ply him with alcohol and false promises and stuff like that to try and get him to like join this religion or believe this rubbish that they were saying. I don't know. You know, I could just be focusing too much on the fact that he spent 7 years as a monk and he mentioned 7 years in this. I could be completely off base here, but this is what it seems to suggest. You know, that people have tried to manipulate him into believing what they believe. And, he's realised when he was actually in that situation that it wasn't the right thing for him. It didn't suit him. He didn't fit in with it. So, anyway. And he actually repeats that piece twice. The choice is mine. These voices try to climb inside and fortify these awful lies. Like you're so blind, they try and... they always seem to cross the line. I'm mortified by all the times they called me names and bought me wine to numb the pain from all the signs. Don't run from pain. That's your... And then he goes, I don't want it back, though. You can shovel the time that you took from me up your arsehole. I'm going to tackle every rhyme that I speak. It's a freak that's releasing a shackle. Off of my neck, I can breathe, I can smack you. Offer respect, and I won't... And we'll see if I let you. Walk with your head. I don't need to pretend to call you a friend. Yes, I mean to offend you. I don't give a goddamn shit if you're hard as bricks like Karate Kid. I will bend you. Practicing my marksmanship. Aim at a target. Hit bullseye. Oh, speak of the devil. Dare me to start some shit and I'll send you. Scared to the darkest pit I've been through. Hell and... hell... it's really weird the way this is written. I will send you, scared to the darkest pit. I've been through hell, and my heart is filled with vengeance. Want to die hard, Bruce Willis level. I like that line. So again, he doesn't want to go back to what he's been through. You can shove all the time that you took from me up your arsehole. So basically, I don't care about all the time that I spent doing that. I don't care about all the lies you fed me during that time. You can stick it up your ass because it means nothing to me anymore. That time was taken from me. I could have spent that portion of my life doing something better, something that actually improved my life, something that I actually enjoyed rather than being lied to, manipulated, etc. So... I don't need to pretend to call you a friend. Yes, I mean to offend you. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and just be nice to you for the sheer sake of it, If I offend you by what I'm saying, it's because I mean to. Because, essentially, I know you are a fake friend. And I don't care, if you're like this big, hard, tough guy, I will break you, Because I am not going to go into that. I'm not going to go back into that life just because you want me to. Dare me to start some shit and I'll send you, scared to the deepest, darkest pits of hell I've been through. So if you want to start a war of words with me, I will fight back and I will send you to the places that you sent me. I've been through hell and back again, trying to find where my life matters. What point it is in my life that I'm trying to achieve. And, I've been through hell and back to find that, and I will send you there as well. I'll send you to the deepest, scariest pits of hell and see how much you bloody like it. I attack with a backlash. Better act fast, little punk ass coming your way. Whack raps, sorry. Scratch that, not my nutsack. Get your arse cracked and need a gas mask smelling like a butt crack. Lovely. That crap that you call trap isn't all that. You should fall back. How about a fun fact? Subtract all the face tats and the face mask that you wear, and you're simply just a dumbass. Now, that seems like a direct jab at someone, another rap artist, and I don't know who. So, And then it goes back into that chorus, back and forth, what to do, rap or speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you, life is made by what you do. And that gets repeated again, and it goes, the choice is mine, these voices try to climb inside and fortify these awful lies, like you're so blind, they always seem to cross the line. I'm mortified by all the times they call me names and bought me wine to numb my pain from all the signs. Don't run from pain, that's your... And then back into the chorus, back and forth, what to do, rap or speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you, life is made by what you do. Again, repeat it twice. So... I could be way off base with what I'm getting from that, but, it just seems very odd that he's talking about 7 years wasted, you know, doing something, and he mentioned to me that he was a monk for 7 years as well. So, you know, maybe I got a bit too locked in on that fact, you know, and I've put them together just because they fit so well. And, you know, the fact that he doesn't make a couple of references to the fact that he doesn't believe in this sort of religious rubbish anymore. So, you know, I could be getting a bit stuck on that, but, you know. Overall, it was pretty decent, you know. I wouldn't say it was, like, top-notch. I didn't actually get much chance to actually look at the video itself, although it looked like they used some very interesting filters. I spent more time reading the lyrics because they were going by pretty fast, because he has got quite decent speed in his rapping ability. So, yeah, not a bad track. I would be interested in hearing what else he has to display. So, yeah, not bad. But I can't really think of much else to say on that, so I'll leave that as it is. Now, if anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, you can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or you could even message me through my Patreon, where you could also help to support this channel, which would help me very, very much. There is an option on Patreon where you can get your suggestion jumped to the front of the queue, should you so desire. There are a couple of limitations on that, however, with how frequently you can use that. And that's just to be fair to people who suggest tracks through regular means like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube comments. And if you do suggest a track through those regular means, do know it might take me a while to get around to your suggestion. For the 3 or 4 weeks that my computer was inactive, I got a huge amount of requests through. So, you know, it might take a while to get around to your track, but I do write down every suggestion. So, you know, it'll get done eventually. It just might take me a while to get there, unfortunately. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a very proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mainly those involving people of the alternative community, and something I believe in very, very strongly. Now, yesterday was actually the 13-year anniversary of, you know, the Sophie Lancaster incident. I believe she was attacked on the 11th and died on the 24th, if I remember correctly. I can't, you know, I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. But yesterday was the 13th anniversary of the violent attack on Sophie Lancaster and her boyfriend, Rob Maltby. And it's one of those things, you know, it's happened 13 years ago, but the impact it had on the alternative community is still just as strong today. It's still something that every single person I know that is part of the alternative community, they still come together over this one thing. And every year, you know, I see hundreds and thousands of people on my Facebook feed, you know, putting up posts, you know, about the fact, you know, Sophie Lancaster died 13 years ago because of a group of small-minded individuals who couldn't handle the fact that someone was different. And this is the thing. That's the only time we ever hear anything about it, is when people from the alternative community themselves actually mention it. You know, 13 years ago, when this violent, hideous crime happened, it was all over the news for a while. And then we'd never really heard anything about it after that, and we didn't hear anything about similar crimes. Yet, in the time since Sophie Lancaster's passing, I know for a fact that there have been several, possibly even hundreds, of similar attacks on people from the alternative community, and nothing has ever been said in that time. There was a lass in Glasgow. I think it was Glasgow. It was somewhere in Scotland. It was either Edinburgh or Glasgow. And she was throwing a charity metal gig at a venue. She lived only a few hundred yards down the road. And she needed to go back to her place for something, and then go back to the venue. And in the space between leaving the venue where she was holding a charity gig to getting to her own place, she was violently attacked twice by the same group of people just because she was a goth, just because she was wearing alternative clothing. Was that all over the news? No, it wasn't. She was brutally attacked. She was beaten quite severely. Had it not been for a passing taxi driver You know, Lord knows what might have happened. But she was attacked twice by this same group of people just because she was a metalhead. Where was that in the news? Nowhere. Nobody spoke about it. Why not? You know, we shouldn't have to wait for the death of someone before this sort of thing gets spoken about. I mean, every single day we hear all these other hate crimes in the news, you know. Every single day we hear about sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, religious hatred. Every single day we hear about this in the news, on social media, all over the place. From the most heinous and violent of these crimes, where someone is brutally murdered because of the colour of their skin or because of their religion, down to the most pathetic of these crimes, where some entitled white woman is calling the police because a family of colour are having a picnic in a public area. You know, we hear these on a regular basis, but we never ever hear anything about these people that are getting violently attacked just because of their taste in music, or, you know, the fact that they wear a heavy metal band t-shirt. And that needs to change, because it is a very real problem. You know, and we're not just talking about small little things where people are getting shoulder rammed into, like, shop windows. We're not talking about people getting insults shouted at them from across the road. We're talking about actual violent crimes where people are being hospitalised. You know, people are going in with broken limbs. You know, people are going in with severe injuries, sometimes really life-threatening injuries, where they've been stabbed or something like that, just because of their taste in music, you know. And it's a very real problem, and something needs to be done, something needs to change. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to bring more attention to the fact that this is happening and put an end to it, because they don't want to see another family go through what they went through when they had to watch their daughter slowly die over the course of 13 days. You know, this young woman, she was 20, 21 at the time, I think. She was beaten so severely, both her and her boyfriend Rob Maltby were beaten so severely that they both ended up in comas. Now, Rob Maltby, he did survive. But Sophie Lancaster was beaten so severely she was in a coma for 13 days before she died. You know, this girl was murdered because of her taste in music. And that shouldn't, you know, that never should happen. You know, you don't beat someone half to death because they listen to Neil Diamond. You don't beat someone half to death because they listen to bloody Aqua or Take That, do you? You know, what is the problem here? You know, why is heavy metal music such a trigger point for so many people that they feel the need to violently and verbally attack someone just because they like a different style of music to you? It makes no sense, but it needs to stop. It needs to change. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their main goal is, because they can explain it a hell of a lot better than I can. And if you can help them out in any way, whether it's something as simple as like one of these wristbands from their web store, or even a small donation through their website. Obviously, don't feel obligated to do so, but if you can help, you know, the smallest amount makes the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner we get more people talking about this, the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Back and forth, what to do, rapper speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you, life is made by what you do. Back and forth, what to do, rapper speak, fuck the truth. You know that it's up to you, life is made by what you do. The choice is mine, these voices try to climb inside and fortify these awful lies. Like you're so blind, they always seem to cross the line. I'm mortified.